Last year, the Western Reserve Agency on Aging's resources reached nearly 500,000 people in our area. So what are these services that help so many seniors? Dr. E. Douglas Beach is here to tell you. Doug is the CEO of the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So we want to hear about all these services. What are they?
Well, there are a whole plethora of them. We do planning, administration, coordination of the Older Americans Act program, as well as some state-funded programs. And it helps us do anything from information referral. We do transportation. Our biggest programs are meals programs. And then we are also a partner in the MyCare Ohio Medicaid programs.
Okay, and helping people get who are disabled and everything get the medical attention as well, too, right?
The Dual Eligible Project with MyCare actually allows us to help coordinate not only the medical side, but the social side.
Okay, and there's a program called Passport.
Yeah, well, Passport actually has been phasing out a little bit.
Has it been?
Yeah,
oh, dear.
And what's in its place is MyCare.
Oh, okay.
And as you,
so MyCare, Passport,
yeah,
same idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you may recall, Passport was budget limited, and you couldn't get unless there was get in home community-based services unless there was enough money. But with the MyCare program, people can choose between a nursing home or staying in their home if that's what they choose to do.
So this can help them stay at home, which I know most people want to do. So what's a little bit about the process?
It's a tremendous process. Well, first of all, you have to get certified both functionally and financially. Poor enough and sick enough that you qualify for the programs. And then once people get certified, then we'll go in and do an assessment, screening assessment. We'll go ahead and put in a care plan and work with our various funding partners to make sure that those services are in place as quickly as possible. And
that's great, because people really do want to stay at home.
Yeah.
You also mentioned meal type planning.
Yes.
So does that mean Meals on Wheels, or are there other programs?
We are the Meals on Wheels provider in the 5-county area. Make sure I get this, Cuyahoga, Geauga, Lake Lorraine, Medina.
Okay.
And that wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's important to know.
Yes, all 5 counties. We provide about 5,000 meals a day.
Wow.
And what we find with our meals programs is often that's the only contact that people will have, particularly on Meals on Wheels, with a person every day. And then we're also trying to push our congregate meals programs, which is at senior centers. But one of the things that happened recently is they came out with, I think the federal government came out with an index on nutrition risk. And Ohio was the worst state in the Midwest in nutrition risk.
Oh, that's not good.
And one of the 10 worst states in the nation. This is Ohio. How can that happen in Ohio?
Yeah, it's farmland, really.
Yeah, so we're going to have to figure out a way to reverse that and hope to put in place a campaign that we can make sure that doesn't happen again.
I mean, the nutrition is important, but just that touching base and making sure people are okay is really important as well.
Both of them.
And so it also makes sense that you were part of the White House Conference on Aging.
Yes.
So that only happens every so
5
often,
years.
right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Well, they had one here in a mini conference in Cleveland, and it was a great experience. One of the things that unfortunately we're about 3 or 4 years past the time that we should have reauthorized the Older Americans Act. And the Older Americans Act, for the folks that don't know, was part of the Great Society programs of the Kennedy and Johnson administration. It at one time ranked up there with the Medicaid provisions and the Medicare provisions, also the Older Americans Act provisions. It's fallen on some hard times. We right now, the last thing I saw is that the senior population has increased 60% since 1980, and the funding of the Older Americans Act has gone down 34%.
Not good again.
Yeah, not good.
So we got to keep pushing.
So we're pushing.
You may benefit from one of the numerous programs provided by the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging. How can you be sure? Give them a call and find out. The number's next. My thanks to Doug Beach for joining us today.
Learn more by calling the Western Reserve Area on Aging at 800-626-7277 or log on to www.psa10a.org.